I want to tell you another thing about human beings. There are minerals like water, stones, air. There are vegetables, plants, flowers, trees, and there are animals. They all have one thing in common. They're all happy with what they are. The stone is happy to be a stone. That's why a stone never complains, never goes for therapy, doesn't take antidepressant pills. He's a stone. A flower, happy to be a flower. The only difference is a flower wants to be more of a flower, a bigger, blossomed, but a flower. So as long as you let it grow, it's happy to be a flower. An animal is also happy to be an animal. Just let it go free. Don't put me in a cage. Let me be an animal, and I will be happy to be an animal. A human being is much, much higher and different. It is the nature of a human being not to be content being human. A human being is not happy to be a human. Human beings feel, I need to become something more. I was created human, but what am I adding? What am I gaining? To just remain what you were created is frustrating. So we are not like the vegetable, we're not like the mineral, and not like the animal. So a human being who says, I'm happy, I'm content, just leave me alone, I'll leave you alone, and I will be happy. That's an animal. Leave me alone, I need a little sunshine and a little water, and I'm happy. That's a vegetable. Just leave me alone and I will do nothing, that's a stone. You are human because you're not content. That's where ambition comes from. If it's healthy ambition, that's because you're a human being. If it's competitive, you just want to be better than everybody else, you just want to be richer than everybody else, that's a nasty human being. That's why you need to leave a legacy, which means you did something more than what you were given. God gave you a good life and you made it better. That's rich. So we have two kinds of wealth. Good children who make you proud, and a life that feels like you made a contribution. You took a good thing and you made it better. If you have both, you are very, very rich. Now finally, there was a man, long time ago, he had a son who was not very developed. And he sat home and he did nothing all day. His father called him in and he said to him, here is a bag of gold coins. Go into the marketplace, buy wholesale, and sell retail, and make a life. So the boy takes the money, he goes into the market, and somebody notices that he is a simpleton, and he says to him, are you looking to buy something? He says, yes, wholesale. He says, I have just perfect thing for you. He showed him a whole wagon full of toothpicks. Millions of toothpicks. He says, I'll give you this whole wagon for a little bag of gold. The poor boy thought, wow, I am successful. In the first 10 minutes, he bought the wagon. He brings it home to his father, and his father says to him, you simpleton, you fool. We live in a farm country. Who uses toothpicks? This is garbage. So the boy went to his room and cried. A month goes by. The father can't stand it that the boy doesn't do anything. So he calls him in a second time. He says, here is a bag of gold coins. Go into the market, buy wholesale, and you'll sell retail, and you'll make something of yourself. But this time, buy something important. So he goes into the marketplace, and the same guy sees him And he says to him, are you buying? He says, only if it's important. The guy says, I have just the perfect thing. He showed him a whole wagon of ram's horns, which we use on Rosh Hashanah. A whole wagon full. He said, oh, this is good. Father is going to be very proud. He buys the wagon of shofars, brings it home to his father, and his father says, you simpleton, you fool. The whole community needs one shofar, and it lasts about 900 years. What are you going to do with a whole wagon of shofars? So the boy goes to his room and cries. This is not a good lesson on how to raise children. It's a different point to the story. The father now has 2 wagons in his driveway. He wants to get rid of it. Nobody's going to buy it. So he called in a professional trader. And he said to him, I know this is not going to be easy, but take the wagon of toothpicks and trade it. Anything, just get rid of it. So he takes the wagon and he goes. He called another trader and he said, I know this is not going to be easy, but take the wagon of shofars and trade it for anything. I don't care. Just get rid of it. A week later, he's sitting on the porch and he sees a wagon coming from the east and another wagon is coming from the west, and they look familiar. The man who took the toothpicks met the man who took the shofars. And he said, the owner told me to exchange this for anything. So the guy who took the toothpicks is coming back with the shofars. And the guy who took the shofars is bringing back the toothpicks. His father was laughing so hard that the son heard. He comes downstairs and he sees what's going on. And he says to his father, this is not nice. It's not fair. Here are professional people, years of experience.
Años de experiencia.
They are bringing back toothpicks and shofars. You're not calling them simpletons. You're not telling them they're fools. I brought back the same thing, and you called me a fool. It's not fair. So the father said, you simpleton, you fool. I sent them with junk, and they brought back another junk. I sent you with gold. God gives us a life that is gold. What are we exchanging it for? Another gold? Same thing.
¿Sí?
We need to exchange the gold that God gave us for something even better than gold. So what can a human being do to be more than a human being? We can't become an angel. It wouldn't be good if you become an angel. You can't become God, even if you think you are. So what can you do? You can become a partner with God. You can do for God what He created you to do. And that is at the bottom of God's heart, because there is nothing more precious to a father than a child's goodness. If you enjoyed this conversation or this topic, and you're looking for more information, or you want to hear it again from another angle, there is a way to do that. And that is in this book. It's all there. Order it from Amazon. You can read it, reread it, and share it.